we were ordained and instructed to teach and speak to Israel. This is Brother Malak back with a biblical lesson. This lesson is entitled Preach and Teach to Israel. Preach and teach to Israel. Preach and teach to Israel. And we learn this through Prophet Ezekiel, really through the whole Bible. This was the work through the whole scrolls, from all the prophets in the OT to the apostles in the NT and Hamashiach Yahushai. It was to preach the gospel and teach the gospel, into Israel and really the whole world, because Israel is scattered through the whole world, according to Luke 1:1 and many other scriptures that states our disbursement throughout the lands. But Ezekiel 3 reads, verse 1, Moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, eat that thou find, eat this roll, and go speak unto the house of Israel. So I opened my mouth, and he caused me to eat that roll. And he said unto me, Son of man, cause your belly to eat, and fill your bowels with this roll that I give you. Then did I eat it, and it was in my mouth as honey for sweetness. Because this roll is the prophecies, the secrets, the scrolls. And the sweetness of this roll is the kingdom, immortality, ruling the nations in the world in righteousness, with Hamashiach Yahushai leading in charge, and all the glitz and glamour and greatness and lands and gold and silver and etc., all the beautiful things and perks that come with a kingdom, a majesty, a rulership. That's the honey and sweetness. Verse 3, reading on, and he said unto me, Son of man, cause your belly to eat, and fill your bowels with this roll that I give you. Then did I eat it, and it was in my mouth as honey for sweetness. And he said unto me, Son of man, go, get you unto the house of Israel. Who is the house of Israel? Why is Israel and Jacob and Israel and Judah and Ephraim and Israel mentioned so many times throughout this Bible, throughout this book? From OT to New T, from New T to OT, and even from the middle part of the book, which is the Apocrypha, which the Catholic Church took out. That book is legit. All those books. And even within that, Israel, Judah, Israel, Jacob. Because it's all about you, Jacob. It's all about Israel. It's all about you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Indians. It's all about you. It has always been all about you. You and you're the heroes of this movie. And then the villains of this movie is the so-called Edomites and the nations. But it's Jacob and Esau and Jacob, the ancient twin brothers. It says, reading on, verse 5, it says, For thou art not sent to a people of a strange speech and of a hard language, but to the house of Israel. And the thing is, everybody know we're the Israelites. All these heathen nations know it, man. It's the biggest secret, but it's out now. Yahweh has revealed it. But they all knew who we were. I have Gentiles tell me, have had Gentiles tell me who and my people really were. We the Hebrew Israelites. We're the sons and daughters of the living God, the real God. The power of Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, and the 12 tribes. We're the creme de la creme, the dandada, the true people, God's people. And we are in this punishment for our forefathers and foremothers' iniquity. But it's fastly uh, being decreased, for the lack of better words, because the gospel work through us servants and workers and apostles and prophets and whatnot, we're sealing the elect, and Yahweh Shai is coming to reap who he's coming to reap. But they know who we are, man. They always knew who we are. They got our records, our history. They stole the lands, they stole the gold, the silver, everything is in the Vatican. They hide all the Negroid prophets and upload and uplift all the Caucasoid whitewash materials. And this is according to 1 Maccabees 3:48, for 1 Maccabees 3:48 and Job 9:24. It's all in. It's the truth, man. It's nothing but the truth. But this is why I have a way more respect for those, the Edomites in the East, because they still keep the stuff around, and they still show the truth. The Russians and Britain and whatnot. They still expose the truth. But that's the truth of the matter. But I digress. It says, back to Ezekiel 3:5, for thou art not sent to a people of strange speech and of a hard language, but to the house of Israel, the 12 tribes, you Negroes, Latinos, Native Indians, Latinos, Native Indians, Negroes. It says, not too many people of a strange speech and of a hard language, whose words thou cannot understand. Surely, had I sent you to them, they would have hearkened unto me. Right. So if Yahweh was dealing with the heathen, or a specific heathen nation, they would all jump on board and listen. And that's true, because that's one thing about the heathen nations. They move as a unit. They move together. When you look at our nation, we over here, some down there, some up here, some around here, and that's just the prophecies. That's part of the prophecies, because in Deuteronomy 28:1-68, it said that the curses will be upon our people, that we will be like that. Yahweh will put that upon us. So we fit the curses in Deuteronomy to a T. Why is it that the Israelites and the so-called Negroes and Latinos and Negroes and Native Indians, they story is so similar? Why is it that they it's like, damn, they the same people? It's like, wow, they're so similar. They both hard-headed. They both go through tribulation. They it's just too many similarities, man. But even within that, they're great. They're great people. They're talented. They're gifted. They're amazingly cultivating and amazing and intelligent. And every nation on the earth wants to be like them, and wants to be them and envy them. Because we are the chosen people. It says, but every great movie, every great TV show, every great game, every great book has to have a rise, a fall, a trying to figure out within that fall, a villain, which Esau Edom, he makes a hell of a villain, Salak. Our twin brother Esau Edom Amalek, he makes a heck of a villain, man. And I hate that it got to be like this, it be like that, but this is how Yahweh has created this movie to be. And then you have, the comeback, the rise, and that's our story, which is really a real life, legit story. You Negroes, Latinos, Native Indians. It says, for thou art not sent to a people of strange speech and of a hard language, but to the house of Israel. Not too many people of a strange speech and of a hard language, whose words thou cannot understand. Surely had I sent you to them, they would have hearkened unto you. But the house of Israel will not hearken unto you, for they will not hearken unto me. And this is why, to this day, we're in these predicaments and situations, because Israel is a stiff-necked people. You can't tell a Latino or a Negro nothing. They're going to believe what they want to believe, and Ephraim going to go off celebrating his Mary and idols, and Judah going to go off talking about it. There ain't no God, Pan-Africanism and Kemet and whatever else, and their Christian wood and their Muslim rock and whatever else, man. It says, verse 7, it says, but the house of Israel will not hearken unto you, for they will not hearken unto me, for all the house of Israel are impudent and hard-headed, stiff-necked, hard-hearted, hard-headed, stiff-necked. Behold, I have made your face strong against their faces, and their foreheads strong against their foreheads. As an adamant harder than flint have I made thy forehead. It says, fear them not, neither be dismayed at their looks. And when we out there on those highways and hedges, and we trying to wake up our people and tell them who they spiritually, historically are, you get these little nasty looks and nasty sighs and complaints and rolling of the eyes from the women and whatnot, because they don't want to hear it. Nobody wants to hear the truth. That's the problem with the world. Everybody hates truth. It says, fear them not, neither be dismayed at their looks, though they be a rebellious house. Because what's sin? Sin, 1 John 3:4, is not keeping the commandments, the laws, the statutes that were given to the royal house of Israel. And when we go off, we commit sin because we're not keeping those commandments. It says, moreover, so that makes us a rebellious house. That makes us rebellious. That's my point. It says, verse 10, moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, all my words that I shall speak unto thee receive in your heart, and hear with thy ears, and go, get you to them of the captivity, unto the children of your people, and speak unto them. Right now, we're still in captivity. This is not a hard hedge, full throttle captivity like it once was. But it's still captivity. You still have to get up, majority of us, and go to a job that you hate to pay some bills, to pay for energy, to pay for your food. You get taxes took out of your check. You're working, you're working for the man, you can't have nothing or own nothing without them having their fingers or hands on it. You need a fishing license, a car license, which is called a driving license. You need a house, to be a realtor or something. You need a license. You need a license for everything. You're not free. You're not free. You're not free at all. And then the devil is coming down with more bondage because of this, this potato chip that he's trying to establish, which is this new world order. But I digress. It says, moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, all my words that I shall speak unto you receive in your heart, and hear with thy ears, and go get you to them of the captivity, and to the children of your people, and speak unto them, and tell them, thus said the Lord God, whether they will hear or forbear. Then the Spirit took me up, and I heard behind me a voice of a great rushing, saying, Blessed be the glory of the Lord from his place. I heard also the noise of the wings of the living creatures. Those are the angels, cherubim, Sephirim, all the angels and whatnot that touch one another, and thy noise of the wheels over against them, and the noise of a great rushing. So, he got that within the Spirit, that revealing. But reading on, it says, verse 17, dropping down, Son of man, I have made you a watchman And that's what we are. We are the watchmen for the house of Israel, for you Negroes, for you Native Indians, for you Latinos, for you Latinos, for you Negroes, for you Native Indians. Certain men and women were specifically the men were set up to be watchmen, the elect, the 144,000. The 1/3 to bring back the elect unto the house of Israel. I mean, well, essentially until Yahweh Shai, but to bring us back together as the royal spiritual house of Israel. Son of man, I have made you a watchman into the house of Israel. And that's what we do. We are watchmen. We standing on our watchtower, telling you what's coming. And what's coming is the potato chip, where you will have to be under this system that this man is trying to establish, this digital system. And it's going to do nothing but take away your freedoms even more. Therefore, hear the word at my mouth and give them warning from me. But essentially, it's all ordained by Yahweh, because this is going to separate the boys from the men and the girls from the women. Who really has the faith to believe in Yahweh? Who really is going to depend on him when you ain't got nothing and when you're desperate? Verse 18, when I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, and thou givest him not warning, nor speak to warn the wicked from his wicked way to save his life, the same wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at thy hand. Yet if you warn the wicked, and he turn not from his wickedness, nor from his wicked way, he shall die in his iniquity, but thou hast delivered your soul. And that's what we're doing too, getting the blood off our hands. When we drop these digital epistles, when we go out there and preach and teach on the highways and hedges, we'll be word to mouth. When we, call it over, text it over, we're getting the blood off our hands by revealing and telling you who you Latinos and Native Indians and Negroes are. You are the 12 tribes of Israel. You have to keep the faith of Hamashiach, Yahweh Shai, believe in him, know that he rose and died for you and shed his blood for you. And you have to also keep the commandments and laws and statutes to the best of your ability. You have to also study and show thyself approved and live out these commandments and be obedient to your power, Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, to the best of your ability. That is what's given to us in our nation, according to Deuteronomy 10 and 12. We are the chosen historical spiritual people. It says, yet if thou warn the wicked and he turn not from his wickedness. So if we tell you all of this and you still go beyond and do your own thing, nor from his wicked way, he shall die in his iniquity. And that's why you see what you see. But you has delivered your soul. And that's what it's all about, man. It's about we in the business of saving souls, including ours. And when we got this knowledge from above, this wisdom from above, we go out to save souls, because that's all that matters. Your money won't matter, your diamonds, your gold, your silver, your house, your backyard, your clothes, your food. None of your possessions and materials will matter when you're at that judgment seat, or when Yahweh cracks that sky with those angels and those chariots. It's going to be about what did you do, man? What did you do? Was your works, was your works worthy of salvation? Did you do enough? Again, when a righteous man do turn from his righteousness and commit iniquity, I lay a stumbling block before him, and he shall die. True. If you're righteous and you're doing these things, and then you turn around and commit the iniquities and backslide and go off and continue in that going off, you have judgment for you too. He shall die, because you have not given him warning. He shall die in his sin and his righteousness, which he have done. Right. So that righteousness that once righteous man or woman have done shall not be remembered, but his blood will I require at your hand. Nevertheless, if you warn the righteous man that the righteous sin not, and he does sin, he shall surely live, because he is warned. Also thou hast delivered your soul. And that's what we doing. And we in the business of saving souls, specifically Israel, because this word is to Israel. It's to the 12 tribes of Israel. It's the 12 tribes of Israel, man. Let's get another one. That's why it's all through the Bible is exclusive. It's an exclusive book. But it talks about everybody. It has all the nations. But it's an exclusive book for the nation of Israel. And you are going to have certain heathen nations saved. You know, majority of some of the Israelites maybe don't like to hear that, but I tell the whole truth. There's going to be heathens and Gentiles salvaged, saved for the fixing up of the coming kingdom. You know, basically, you know, slaves for the kingdom. What's a kingdom with no servants? It says, Isaiah 33:2, Son of man, speak to the children of your people, and say unto them, when I bring the sword upon a land, if the people of the land take a man of their coast and set him for their watchman, and when he sees the sword come upon the land, he blows a trumpet and warn the people, then whosoever hears the sound of the trumpet and takes not warning, if the sword come and take him away, his blood shall be upon his own head. He heard the sound of the trumpet and took not warning. And that's the thing, we're warning y'all that all of this stuff is about to change. New world order, you know, a cashless society, a lot of turmoil, a lot of distress, a lot of violence, according to 2nd Esdras 9, 2nd Esdras 15:16. There's going to be a, you know, Book of Eli, I Am Legend, The Road type of scenarios playing out, you know, and it may not be next year, and it may not be next month, and it may not be 3 weeks from now, and it may not be 5 years from now, and it may not even be 20 years from now or 50 years from now. Yeah, how I hope not. Hope is sooner, because the kingdom is, it's better to hasten for the kingdom, but we're warning you, and this is what's coming. This is future prophecy. It says, then whosoever hear the sound of the trumpet and taketh not warning, if the sword come and take him away, his blood shall be upon his own head. He heard the sound of the trumpet and took not warning. This word is the warning. This truth, this gospel is the warning. But he that taketh warning shall deliver his soul. And that's what it's about. The business of saving souls. Your best investment is investing into Hamashiach, well, Yahweh Yahawashi. You know, who you call God and Jesus. That's your best investment you can make. You know, a lot of you want to invest into the stock market, but that's not certain. And then invest in Bitcoin and Cryptcoin and Litcoin and this coin and that coin, and none of that stuff is for certain. But I know one thing for certain: Yahweh Yahawashi, who you ignorantly call God and Jesus, they are beyond for certain. The meek shall inherit the earth. The last will be first, and the first shall be last. It says, but if the watchman sees the sword come and blow not the trumpet, and the people be not warned, if the sword come and take any person from among them, he is taken away in his iniquity, but his blood will I require of the watchman's hand. So thou, O son of man, I have set you a watchman into the house of Israel. And we are we're the watchmen of the house of Israel, of you Latinos, Native Indians, and Negroes, you 12 tribes scattered abroad, to warn you and tell you that who you are, what you must do, what you need to do, what you should be trying to do, and what you should be working on, and getting yourself close to your God, because he's coming with a mighty, mighty destruction. Because Babylon is a place of filthiness and wickedness. America is wicked. All the places like it is wicked. So we are the watchmen. We're the watchmen, man. The watchmen, the watchmen, the watchmen. Certain souls that were prompted to comprehend this beautiful, amazing truth, to tell and express it unto the house of Israel. And that's what we do. Not just one day or 2 days out the week. We do it, try to do it every day. Every time we get a chance to do it, we try to do it every day. Even with the demons trying to come forth and block it with their distractions, their noises, you know, because we don't only fight against flesh and blood, we fight against spiritual wickedness, principalities, demons, and the nations. And yet we still try to deliver this word, you know, through all these distractions and situations, because that's what we are governed to do. Watchmen for the house of Israel, the real Israelites. Are you so-called black and brown people dispersed amongst the four corners of the earth? You are God's chosen children. It's just that simple. It's the truth. It's the biggest truth, the biggest secret. They have this all in the Russian icons. Look up the Russian icons. Look up the Voronet icons. You know, even the Russians and the Britons and those Edomites over there in the East, they know who you are. Everybody in the East know who we are. They know we are the sons and daughters of God, the Hebrews, the Israelites. But that's why we were set up to be watchmen, to show you, to awaken you. And with that, I want to say, Kol Halayim La Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakah Kadash. All glory to Yahweh, because the prophecies are playing out and the word is the truth. And like I said, when it's all said and done, your materials, your money, your job, your status, none of that stuff is going to matter when you're face to face with your Redeemer and your Creator. Shalom.